Greetings friends, it's Denise again with Denise's Dancing Paintbrush, and instead of a collage today I have another digital photo composite. As always, I start with my square the artboard because I like the size. And I found this really deserty looking image, and what I was envisioning was a hole in the ground of a harsh land. And at first I thought for the hole I needed a cup, but then I decided, all I really need to do is create an oval with black filled in to create my hole in the ground. Because what I want is for light to come up out of it, and I want some children discovering it. So I had to go looking through my many images of children to find one that will fit. And this one looked really cute. So, I like the dress. I like that she's standing at the edge of something. And so I've got to mask out the background on this photo. I use the magic wand tool for that. It just feels appropriate. And because she's standing in grass, which is covering part of her shoes, I'm going to have to recreate her shoes by painting them in. Well, that's not going to be so hard. They're just little black Mary Janes. So I just created a new layer, and first I'm going to kind of cut the hole and make it softer and make it fit the cracks in the landscape better. Although I found later I really didn't need to do that because it's going to have light coming up out of it. So I'm going to fix the edges here on her dress and around her hair and her hands, and just clean up the edges so that they're very crisp, very clean. There is an easier way of doing this, but I didn't think I really needed it. I just make my brush very soft and large, and then just go very close to the edge there, around her hair, around her little hat, and then just clean it up as best I could, because it's not really going to show. It's going to be in the dark. And I'm going to have to clone the grass off of her little stockings there too. You see how she's got grass there. I'm just cloning the edges to get rid of the little grasses sticking up. And now I'm going to draw in her Mary Janes. I'm just painting black. Because it doesn't need to be perfect. And that's good enough. I also needed a shadow, of course. Since the light is going to come from the hole, the shadow will be cast behind her. And then I liked this girl too. She's kneeling down. Well, in this picture, she's got water she's splashing, but in the end, she's going to have light, a ball of light in her hand. So I'm masking out the background around her. And there it is. It masked out pretty well, but I'm going to have to clean up the edges, as always. At least she wasn't standing in grass, so I don't have to, recreate the soles of her shoes or anything. Just tidy up the rough edges and, draw between her fingers so it looks like there's nothing, in her hand. I like to do this part by hand. It's the artist in me, I don't know, the painter. There are easier ways of doing it. Now I've got to create a layer to make this really dark. So I dumped this dark, dark, dark blue and I created a mask, and I'm just masking out some of the blue of the background. Now I've got to make a shadow under her like I did under the other girl. And I've got to darken them up a bit. Now I want to use the dodge and burn tool, in this case dodge, which will make things lighter, because she has to have a glow on the front side of her. Dodge will create a lighter spot on the photo, but I had to, before I started, I had to go ahead and merge all the layers that I had created, cloning her shoes and all of that, into one flat image so that I could put dodge on top of it. But I don't have to do that with the other girl that's kneeling. She has a good glow right in the front of her already. I put a little dodge on her, but I didn't need much. It just wasn't really necessary. And so now I've got to create a little ball of light. I'm just using a soft brush and white. And I thought maybe a little blue in the light would make it brighter, but no, actually, I don't think so. So I'm going to change that to yellow. I think it'll make it look more fiery. Now this happens a lot when you forget what you're doing or forget what layer you're on. I started creating the light in this hole on the wrong layer. No, that's okay. It didn't hurt anything. It worked. It was all right. Eventually, though, what I'm going to have to do, because I wanted to make some streaks. See, I put some yellow around the edge of my white light and made it white in the middle and a little gold around the edge. That does make it look a little bit brighter. And I wanted to use a lens flare, but I totally forgot. You can't put a lens flare on top of a transparent layer. You have to have a black layer to put a lens flare on top of that and then change the blending mode to get rid of the black. But I forgot. Little things like that. Then I thought, okay, I'll tell the effects to use a wind shear, and then it will shear this white right across so it's glowing straight up. I forgot how to do that too, which I think I also had to have a black layer for it to do that. I kept telling it, you know, shear, blow from the left to the right, but it wouldn't do it because I forgot you have to have it on a black layer. Oh well, that's okay. I tried a couple of things. In the end, when nothing I tried worked, I ended up having to just draw my rays of light by hand. Now, I didn't want to do that because, you see what's happening is I have the white in the hole on the same layer as the white in her hand, and it's causing it to streak right through her hand. I didn't want it to do that either. So I had to cut it out and put it on a different layer. Okay, so now I'm making streaks. But they're not really, they're long enough, but they're not really bright enough. So I am going to have to do it by hand. It's possible. I mean, it can be done. It's doing things by hand. You run the risk of the light having a curve to it, and light does not curve. Light runs in a straight line. See, I had to erase that. That's curving. See, you can't have curves. But the thing about the brush tool is if you hold down shift, you hit where it's starting, and then take your brush up to the top, hold shift, it will make a straight line between the 2 points. That's the good part. And then, to make it brighter, I kind of darkened the background again. I've still got to make the rays of light brighter. So I'm going to just erase it, make it look like it comes to a point on the edge. Again, using the shift tool by drawing a straight line. Start at one point, go to the next point, holding shift, and it'll draw a straight line for me. So now it comes to a point. And I gave it a title and saved it. And this is what I have. I'm calling it Discovering the Light in a Harsh World. I just love the joy that's on this little girl's face. She has discovered the light. I love the curls on the little girl that's not facing us. Well, I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you come again and watch some of my other images. I do collages and digital portraits of children, and I try and upload a video every Tuesday I'll see you next time. Give me a thumbs up. Bye, everyone.